Warning, the player selections you're about to see may flop miserably. FPL TV cannot be held responsible for any of your own transfer shockers. Please, FPL responsibly.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Point Predictor, the series where I pick 5 players that I think will score 4 points or more in the upcoming FPL Gameweek. Within these predictions, I can only select one player per club, and I must follow the categories shown on screen. Before I go ahead and make predictions for Game Week 23, let's quickly review how my choices from last week performed. So, what I thought looked to be a very strong set of predictions last week ended up being quite the opposite, with a pathetic 1 out of 5 correct choices. Newcastle wiped out Alonso's clean sheet, Richarlison had a chance cleared off the line, and both Aubameyang and Mitrovic blanked in nice looking fixtures even despite their promising underlying numbers. Luckily for me, Sterling bagged an assist on Monday night and saved me from the dreaded full house of FPL flops last week. So let's put my poor start to 2019 behind us and move swiftly on now to Game Week 23's predictions. And if you enjoy the Point Predictor series, don't forget to support the channel by dropping a like and getting subscribed to FPL TV. My defensive option this week goes to Aymeric Laporte. Unlike a lot of my defensive picks in the Point Predictor, at centre-back, Laporte doesn't offer the same attacking threat that I usually like to pick, but it's the clean sheet that I'm banking on as Man City face a goal-shy Huddersfield. Recently, Man City have by no means been solid defensively, as they managed to keep only their first clean sheet in 9 Premier League games in Game Week 22. But following a difficult Christmas spell, I feel like Man City are starting to get back to their best again, and I just can't see a managerless Huddersfield showing any kind of attacking threat in this one. This season, Huddersfield are the league's lowest scorers, with a minuscule 13 goals scored in 22 games played. So, providing Man City have as much possession as I expect them to in this fixture, I simply don't think the Terriers will get many chances to score, especially with strikers Mounier and Depotre only managing 1 goal between them this season. My budget midfield pick this week goes to Watford's Roberto Pereira. This selection is a bit of a hit and hope because he has blanked in the previous 3 game weeks, and with me being one of his owners currently, I'm definitely hoping for a change of fortunes in Game Week 23. The one thing that seems certain with Pereira is that he's an extremely streaky player, and this season he's had good spells of 1 to 3 game weeks before then going completely cold for the next 3 or 4, and this pattern has been consistent throughout the season. So if this trend continues, then Pereira should start to fire again soon, and a home fixture against Burnley does seem like a good chance to do so. On the positive, Watford as a team have scored 6 goals in their last 3 games, and although Pereira wasn't involved, I feel that surely that can't continue for long. He was also extremely unlucky not to get returns in Game Week 22, missing a golden opportunity and hitting the post instead. As a quick side note, having already written this episode, in hindsight I do think that Ryan Fraser of Bournemouth is also a very strong option as a budget midfielder this week. My any priced midfield option this week feels fairly straightforward, and it goes to Mohamed Salah. In terms of a Point Predictor selection, this one does feel like a no-brainer. However, because of all the hype around the Egyptian this week, with a large majority of managers set to captain him, you do have to wonder if it could all end in disaster. To be fair, opponents Palace have actually been very decent defensively this season, keeping 8 clean sheets, only 1 less than Man City and Spurs, and they currently boast the 6th best defensive record. However, I just think it'd be criminal not to select Salah this week. It's a home fixture, and he has produced FPL returns in 7 of the 10 games at Anfield so far, so a very good record there. He's also returned 72 points in just the last 7 game weeks, which includes 5 double-digit hauls. So clearly he's bang in form and has all the key underlying stats to back up his performances. Of the 28 goals conceded by Palace so far, 17 of them have come on the road, so there's an extra bit of incentive there, and Liverpool have only failed to score at home once this season, and that was against Man City. My budget forward option for Game Week 23, under the price of 8 million, goes to Danny Ings. At a minuscule price of 5.5 million, I personally feel that Ings could offer excellent value over the next few weeks, with Southampton boasting a very nice fixture schedule, and Danny Ings having a good goal-scoring record for the Saints so far. Due to injuries, it has been a bit of a stop-start season for the forward, but when he has played, he's produced some impressive stats, already netting 7 goals, which among budget forwards is more than Jimenez, level with Rashford, and just 2 behind Callum Wilson, despite playing significantly less minutes than all of them. For Game Week 23, Ings has now been passed fit to face Everton, a side he scored against earlier in the season, and Everton's clean sheet against Bournemouth last time out was their first one in 9 games, and in my opinion, even in that game they still looked very shaky at the back. For my any priced forward, as we all know, Harry Kane is out injured for his away trip to Fulham, but with an in-form United facing Brighton at home this week, I'm going to select another forward under the price of 8 million, and it's this game week's most transferred in player, Markus Rushford. Similar to Mo Salah, this choice does feel fairly straightforward this week, with the United youngster in a rich vein of form bagging 3 goals and an assist in his last 4 game weeks. With over 500,000 managers transferring him in though, and Brighton not being the easiest of sides to break down, perhaps it's another recipe for disaster in game week 23, but it's hard to bet against him and United this weekend. In terms of underlying stats, Rashford's form doesn't appear to be a flash in the pan, with him producing the most goal attempts of all strikers in the last 4 game weeks on 17. He also boasts the second most penalty area touches, and has created 5 chances for his teammates in that spell too. So it all looks positive that Rashford can do the business against Brighton. And that wraps up Game Week 23's Point Predictor. As always, I really hope you enjoyed the episode, and be sure to let me know what you make of the choices below. Good luck to all of you for Game Week 23, FPL responsibly, and I'll catch you all soon.